Formula 2 cars provide an interesting challenge compared to the F1 cars we are used to racing, but how do you drive them? Let's find out. Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well today. My name is PJ and today you'll learn how to drive Formula 2 cars in your favourite F1 game. We'll be looking at what Formula 2 is all about, how it differs to Formula 1, and go over the things you need to know to drive them well. If you learned something today and want to keep getting better at racing games, subscribe for more guides, but for now, let's get started. Formula 2 is the main support series for Formula 1 and the ultimate challenge for up-and-coming drivers before they graduate to the top level of motorsport. Several current-day F1 drivers have competed in Formula 2, including Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, Nicholas Latifi, George Russell and Alexander Albon. Unlike in F1 where every car is different and some are faster than others, Formula 2 is a spec series. Every car is the same and it's up to each driver to show how fast they are. The racing tends to be close and exciting because of this. Another difference to F1 comes in how a race weekend takes shape. Formula 2 features a single practice and qualifying session, however there are 2 races each weekend compared to the one Grand Prix. A 1 hour long feature race takes place on the Saturday, and the drivers will compete in a shorter sprint race on Sunday morning. The top 8 drivers on Saturday start in reverse order on the Sunday, which makes winning both events a challenge. One more thing that's a challenge is the car itself, which is quite different to an F1 car, so let's examine that now. As we learned earlier, Formula 2 is a spec series in that every car is identical. It doesn't matter if you're driving a Prema, Trident or Carlin, you have the same odds of winning as everybody else. Formula 2 cars are much less complicated than those found in F1, letting you focus more on your driving and less on the management aspect of optimizing a car's performance on track. For example, Formula 2 cars don't use ERS. There's no battery charging or overtake button here, just a standard, less powerful, turbocharged engine. You also won't be adjusting your fuel mix, as Formula 2 cars use a fixed fuel load for each race. You typically won't have to worry about fuel saving or turning up the engine to chase down an opponent. It's all about how well you tackle each corner, lap after lap. Also, the number of adjustments you can make on track is considerably reduced to help you focus on the driving. You cannot adjust the differential while racing or your front wing angle during pit stops. You do, however, have DRS to help overtake other cars. Works in exactly the same way as F1. You can also adjust your brake bias, again it works the same as in F1. One more change you might not be aware of resides within the tuning menu. Instead of 2 setting sliders for differential you only have one, known as ramp differential. This sets the ratio between how locked the differential is on throttle to how open it is off throttle. Once you've driven a Formula 2 car for a while, come back to this and try out each setting. Speaking of driving however, we've got a lot to learn, so let's get into it. Although Formula 2 cars are less complicated than what you drive in F1, they can in many ways be more challenging, especially if you're used to the high levels of grip and stability found in Formula 1. Let's start with the obvious. Formula 2 cars aren't as aerodynamically complex, which means you have less downforce available to you than in F1. This, combined with the low profile tyres, means you can't lean on the car as hard in the corners. At higher speeds you need to be acutely aware of any understeer as it's about to happen, or else you'll drift out wide and off the road. My guide on how to reduce understeer should help here, as the fundamental driving skills are the same. This reduction in grip compared to F1 also means that braking is a little trickier in Formula 2. You'll not only need to brake earlier as the tyres don't provide as much grip, but you'll also have to be more careful with your braking inputs as it's easy to lock up the front tyres. You may also notice that a Formula 2 car has 6 gears instead of the 8 available in F1, and when you downshift you can't fly down the gears as quickly. You need to pay more attention to when and how hard you brake. I would recommend using a lower brake bias setting when you're starting out, and for more tips on braking, my How to Drive Without ABS guide will help you out. Again, the skills you learn there are universal to all racing games. The most challenging aspect of driving a Formula 2 car however comes at low speed, where the lack of tyre grip and the high torque output of the engine results in a less planted car than in F1. You'll need to be extremely patient with the throttle all the way up to the top of 3rd gear, as a Formula 2 car can easily snap on you with very little warning. This also makes the start of races rather difficult, as you'll be battling against wheel spin all the way up to 4th gear. Formula 2 cars are notoriously tough to drive without traction control, so I would recommend you master driving without traction control in an F1 car before you try it in Formula 2. Although there are many challenges in driving a Formula 2 car, the racing can be excellent. The increased difficulty of controlling these will in turn make you a better and faster driver when you get back to F1, so stick with it and don't give up. Now that you know how to drive a Formula 2 car, it's time to improve your pace. Check out my guide on screen now on how to get faster, or watch another video from my channel on the left. In the meantime, thanks for watching, liking and subscribing, and I wish you the best of luck in your next race.